All right, let's try this again. We had to switch phones. Pretty poor wireless signal out right now. So the first run group is out running. Chris Lewis just took the green in the Shaky Dog Corvette. So as I was saying before the feed got interrupted, first run group kind of changed around a bit on the order because of finishing times this morning. So they just had a little gentleman agreement and moved things around. As Alex goes past completing his first lap this afternoon, followed by Tomo. Actually looks like Tomo is a little bit faster than Alex. And we've got Andy Hollis in the 720. Followed by Chris. I guess Chris is in the car this afternoon in the Mile High M. Billy coming around to finish lap number 1 in the GT500. Now we've got Chris Lewis coming down to complete his first flying lap. Alex coming out onto the front straight. I'm going to get the 1 to go from Mark Hopkins. Looks about the same differential between Alex and Tom as there was the last lap by. Andy completing his second lap. Billy coming by to complete lap number 2, and looks like Chris Lewis has got some smoke coming from the Shaky Dog. Had a little exhaust issue earlier and said some slip couplings came loose. I'm not sure if that's the cause of that smokiness. And the wind has really picked up from this morning, but this time it is a headwind on the front stretch instead of the tailwind that we had this morning. Here comes Andy Hollis to finish his final lap. Mile High M3 completing their lap. Here comes Billy in the Shelby. And it looks like Chris Lewis, instead of finishing, just pulled off the track. So that will be a DNF for them in the... Oh, wait a minute. It's like he may have missed pit in. He is back on track and going to finish. And I've got a feeling that he is probably going to... Nope, he's going to have to continue all the way around because there's not a safe re-entry spot at... Oh, nope, I'm wrong. Sounds like he spun the car around and is going to come back up, pit out. Looks like one of the corner workers is checking the car to make sure it's not dropping any fluids or has anything not safe going on. So it looks like the next run group is going to be in a slight hold for just a couple of minutes until we can get Chris's car off of pit road. Yes, sir. So we may be in a slight holding pattern. I think they're going to probably check to make sure that Chris didn't lay down any oil on the track. But John, the Shaky Dog Mustang was having a bit of smoking going on. Not exactly sure what the issue was. They said that right before they went out that the car was the slip fittings on the exhaust had come loose and the exhaust was dragging a bit, but seems that they had corrected that. And Christy, you start watching right as your dad comes off the track. So Billy, how was it out there?
It didn't go great. Yeah, I'm not sure if we just had too many heat cycles or if they're worn out too much from all the working that we had to do to get heat in the tires before the cold sessions. But yeah, not really a whole lot of grip in that last run either. A lot of snapping. Yeah, not a lot of turning, not a lot of power down. Just trying to manage it the best I can. Very similar times to this morning's run, so I don't think we're going to be that strong in this event either, but hopefully we'll hold on to as many points as we can going into the final skip pad.
All right. You know, it felt like it got warmer earlier when the sun the sun came out and the winds died down to almost nothing, but now the winds are have switched direction and feel like they're coming out of the north. So my guesstimation on the temperature would probably be around 45, possibly. Not 100% sure, but for a South Carolina boy like myself, it's cold. My official statistician, Tim Miller, just said it's 47.
What's up, everybody?
Hello, Brandon.
Are you live streaming?
Yes, I am. So,
Sounds like you're doing a little track cleanup.
yep.
I got worried when I saw Lewis come flying up and turn around and thought something was on fire. That was my fear.
Yep, as was mine.
Glad that it's not on fire. He's okay, everything's fine.
Yep, seems to be. So you ready for the last hurrah in the TTRS?
Little last hurrah. Looking forward to it.
And it's Mr. Spec Racer himself. That's right. So it should be no issue for you. Sounds like we're going to have probably an extended cleanup period here. They've got to clean some debris off of the last corner where right after pit in, where Chris came back onto the track, and I'm sure that they are checking to make sure that there is no oil down on the track anywhere. Alright, so we have a green track again, and now the second run group is making its way out. Got Todd Trefford out first, then Chuck Webb, both. Todd and Chuck are both in the GT2 RS. Then we've got Ross Bentley in the GT3 RS, followed by Anthony Maganoli in the GT500, David Ogburn Jr. in the GT3 RS, and Brandon Randvik in the TTRS. And that's going to be your second run group for the afternoon session. Mike Babcock's going to be in the Bandit Turbo S for the afternoon session. And we got the pork chop as Todd Trufford takes the green flag on his final session of the event, or final track session, excuse me. Ross Bentley takes the green. Maga Anthony Maganoli down and away. We got Dave Ogburn. Brandon taking off in the TTRS. They were having a little issue in the morning session with Micaiah driving, where the rear diff would shift all the power to the front diff and cause a tremendous wheel spin coming under acceleration, and was kind of trying to send the car off track, but Micaiah was able to adjust when needed, and they did some wrenching on the car after their session, and hopefully have that remedied. Here comes Ross Bentley finishing up his first of 3 flying laps. Anthony using all the track on exit on that last corner. Comes David Ogburn. Here comes Todd starting his final lap. Ross Bentley starting lap 3 for him. Looks like Anthony's tightened up the gap a little bit between he and Bentley. And he's opened up the gap between he and David Ogburn in the GT3. And Brandon has actually closed up the gap between the GT3 and the TTRS as he begins his final lap. Bill Treffert checking in just in time to see Todd come around the final corner and take the checkered for the afternoon session here. And with that, Todd's track sessions are completed. All he has left is the dry skid pad tomorrow morning at Tire Rack. Here comes Ross Bentley across. Anthony coming around the final corner here. Comes David Ogburn in the GT3 RS, followed pretty closely by Brandon Ravnick in the TTRS. And that run group is now complete. And we're going to step away for just a moment. We need to grab a battery pack for this phone. It's about to die out on me, so we'll be back with you in just a few minutes.